Okay, thank you for taking time for me. I'm Nozomi Yamanami. I'm in the 4th year of fashion school in Tokyo. In the next spring, I will graduate the school, and in 2016, I graduated from the Bachelor of Business Administration. After that, I started to work for the Toyota Motor Corporation, which is based on the Japanese conventional management system. The experience is very inspiring experience for me. My main collection, Unconscious Gender Switch, is comes from that experiences, because that there is a imbalance of gender, so that that is the reason why I did the collection. So after graduation to school, and I'm thinking of to apply. I'm thinking of to go to the master higher level. Then I apply to this course.
Okay, cool. We kind of like went through your portfolio and the resume, all the stuff, and I was wondering, how was your experience during COVID?
Yes. The examples.
How was your quarantine experience? How did it stimulate to your work and your life?
Okay. The pandemic is very big event for everyone, especially as a student studying fashion design. The experience is so inspiring for me. The most biggest thing is to cut off the communication with other people. So the collection aims to get back with the power of fashion design and making a solution for that sad situation for everyone. So this is why I did that collection.
Okay, so so you got inspiration from the COVID-19 experience and then you create the collection.
Yes.
Okay, that sounds good. What you wanna improve at our program?
Yes, the most I would like to improve my skill at your course is to my skills of thinking, critical thinking of fashion design, because I will graduate Japanese dressmaking school. I have a big confidence to have a garment, like basic pattern to design drawing, pattern making pattern in the garment. But actually, I would like to more high level to thinking about critical thinking for the society to make the inspiring fashion design for everyone. So in the context of society, so this is the main point I would like to improve my skill, of course.
Okay, how do you describe your identity?
Yes, my identity, that was so interesting but difficult question. And yeah, 3 years ago, I quit the job as a typical Japanese salary woman. So that's the experience is unique at your course. So the two different type of the conception is inside of me, like a salesperson and a creative artist. So the combination with the two aspects is my identity. So I have a confidence to have a new one, to make a new one. So yeah, that's it.
So that's your identity.
Yes, different meaning you thinking about?
I mean, I just want to kind of make sure, like, but yeah, that's good. Sarah, you have any questions?
Yeah, could you tell us what exactly you plan, like how can you as an individual bring something unique to our course?
Yes, I think last year I had a short course at URL, experimental fashion design. The experience is very interesting. That is the first time I have a experience to make a fashion design. So because there's a so big difference between the Japanese culture and in culture in London. So the difference is a very unique opportunity for this course. So this is the most what I can do for your course, and also the basic knowledge and skills, technique to make garments. So the combination makes very interesting things. So this is I would like to give your course.
Cool, thank you. Could you tell us also a little bit about what you do in your spare time when you're not doing fashion things?
Okay, this is related to my collection. I like to communicate with other people, especially drinking with the alcohol or something other things. So I like to communicate with other people and know new things and new knowledge and make my world bigger. So yes, the not only fashion design, I think I see the world much more bigger conception, like the broad conception. So that's inspiring for me.
Cool, thank you. And do you have any questions for us?
Yes, when I go to your course, I'm curious about the class construction, like how many students in your course, and can I have a chance to communicate with the director one-on-one on something?
I think the courses are quite small, just so we can have enough, ability to have more intimate settings. So maybe around like 20 people, something like that. Maybe it's a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. And then with the directors, I think sometimes they'll step in from time to time in critiques and things like that. But yeah, they're involved like in some part of the process, not the whole part. Yeah, do you have any other questions?
Okay. So this is a personal question for Sarah and Sho. What is please tell me your introduction for more deep information in website.
Our own.
Yes,
like,
yes. Yeah.
Programs?
So do you want to go first?
and no, that's I missed the word. Like, I have read your site and read your self-introduction. So I just want to know your more deeper information. Like, what do you think? Why do you like something, or just
Is it like you saw our kind of like introduction on the website, and then you wanna know more about us
yes,
more than the information from the website?
yes.
Okay, so yes, great. I'm teaching at the program almost like 5 years, and then what I'm focusing on teaching is mainly like the kind of communication between the fashion outfit to human beings. And also I'm also teaching that how designer is translating their own language as a garments with others. So those kind of topic I'm also teaching, and I'm also advising people to think about sustainability method to their own production, stage. So that's kind of like I always love to combine. So then my main class gonna be the thesis. So I'm gonna also teach you how to research, how to communicate to others, those type of stuff. But mainly I help technical aspect of garments construction as well. So that's something, you might wanted to know, I guess.
Thank you. Thank you for deep information. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm also teaching at the program for a couple of years, mainly doing advising for thesis, and then helping with communication between like you as a designer trying to shape your own identity, how you present it to others for different contexts. And then I guess a little extra, I have background illustration. So, also working on that in the side and how to combine this with fashion as well, if that answers your question.
Thank you. I hope to see you directly. Thank you. That's it.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Great. So we're just gonna give you like feedback very quick, and then we're gonna move on to the next one. Okay.
Yes.
I think how you kind of like answer is kind of like great. Like I felt like you are prepared and practiced. And of course, like you should like keep doing it. It's because like I think like what you are saying, like the context could be better, because like sometimes like of course like what you said, like kind of very meaningful. You kind of like talked about your project, your personality, etc. At the same time, I couldn't really get what you tried to say about your identities. I felt kind of like yes, at the same time, you know what I mean? I wanted to hear that kind of like could be very simple. It doesn't need to be like long sentence about your personality. Let's say my personality could be blah blah blah. The reason why I'm thinking blah 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 blah. I mean, like sometimes like you didn't really answer until the very end. So that was kind of like, what is the answer? I kind of like sometimes lost what you're talking about. You know what I mean? Like I want at least answer first and then give us information. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I kind of couldn't really understand what is your answer. You still talking about your intro, or like you are really answering question now, you know what I mean? So that's kind of like stuff like sometimes you could be very simple, you know what I mean? So for example, if I asked about like Kobe, what was your experience? You could just say like, oh, that was very difficult period. And then also you can also say that was very difficult. At the same time, I learned a lot. For example, my collection is inspired by washing hands every single time, blah, 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 I wanted to make my collection very like trendy, kind of like representing our era, representing today. At the same time, wanted to make it very functional, like could be like simpler, but how you talk, I really felt like you are prepared. That's very good sign. You are kind of like, hey, welcome, what I mean? Like more like you are kind of welcoming us, I'm prepared. Welcome to my room, just like please give me a interview. That kind of like confidence, like we could kind of hear. And then I feel since you are so prepared, you felt kind of like you wanted to talk more, or like you wanted to deliver more about you. Is it like you are not satisfied enough at this point? You wanted to have more questions, you wanted to have more conversation or something, is it?
Yes.
So that's like a very good point as well. Sometimes like people don't really ask so many questions, and then you kind of give us that energy, hey, I have so many things to tell you, that kind of vibe, if you wanna ask me about my project, I'm ready, that kind of like vibe you are slightly giving. So you can sometimes like also say that too,
Okay.
You can also jump in that like, oh, can I actually talk about my recent collection, just in case you have time or something. You can also jump in if you really wanted to say, So far, like from today, we kind of like didn't really try to give you like so many questions, but you kind of answered like so many different type of perspectives. But I think you can also like, say that you really want to study, you are kind of, journey is still in the process. Wanted to study, wanted to improve this point of my skill or something, and then I don't know, you can keep telling us that your school is giving you very basic fashion knowledge, but I don't think it's necessary.
Yes.
I feel okay, for you, maybe you are feeling it's basic, but like what you are expecting from different schools, you know what I mean? Because like basic is depends on, where we are. And I feel like Central St. Martin's, maybe like they have their own basics. I don't know, like I don't think like your school is teaching only a basic or something, I think you should tell us more like positive, like I'm learning so many amazing dressmaking skills. You don't need to say, oh, I'm learning basic dressmaking, you know what I mean?
Yes.
You can literally say, I'm learning amazing pattern making techniques from Japanese pattern makers who worked at Comme des Garçons Yohji Yamamoto several years, and then they are teaching me those type of pattern cutting techniques, which I can also deliver to your table, or something, like say things very positive, because like I'm very sure like your pattern cutting skills is something not just basic. Okay, how about Sarah?
Yeah, to add on to that, it's like, yeah, basic pattern skill is like, oh, I'm making like the bodice block. That's like basic, but you're not really like doing that. So I think you, shouldn't talk about it in such like a, not negative, but like negative way. And then for the interview, I think start was really strong, and then you kind of like lost me in the middle somewhere, and then at the end, I was like back in. So I think like, make sure you really like listen to what the question is. But I think you are really prepared, which is good. I just think like some things maybe it took you off guard, or like you weren't expecting it. But definitely when the question is like asked to you, just have like one sentence response that's like, that's the answer. And then you can like talk about the rest later. Like, oh, what do you do when it's not fashion? Like, I like to hang out with my friends. Stop. And then you can be like, I really like to communicate with other people. Just like really answer the question first. Otherwise it becomes like a little confusing as the like listener to be like, oh, what are they talking about? Like it's hard to like process it a little bit. But I'm very impressed by like confidence and like, you know, taking in what, you know, oh, that's an interesting question. You know, it seems like you're very engaged. So I think that's a really positive thing. And you're very prepared as well. So it's good. So just, yeah, get directly to the point for the answering the question. I think that's good.
Yeah, I feel your last assignment is gonna be your portfolio. So those like deep details we're gonna talk later after we finish individual interviews. Okay.
Awful. Yes. Thank you.
Okay. We're gonna move on to like next one. So see you in same link, but I'm gonna also like use the group chat and then let you know when you can come back. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Great.
you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye bye. Okay, we're gonna move on to next. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, thank you for joining today's interview. Would you mind to introduce yourself?
Sorry, could you repeat again,
Would
please?
you introduce yourself?
Okay. Yes, so hello, my name is Natsuki Sakai. I'm from Japan, and I think you see my resume. And reason why I changed to Spanish to fashion design, because actually my design is become a fashion designer, but my parents didn't accept it because my parents worry about so fashion industry is difficult to survive. So my parents worry about it and didn't accept it. But I couldn't give up pursue my dream. So I changed to my major Spanish to fashion. And I studied for 2 years in New York and Japan. And New York, I developed my basic of concept making. And so currently I developing my portfolio at Sho Konishi Design Lab.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Great. Do you mind to talk about your work?
Yes, of course. So for 2 years, I made 3 collections, and all about comes from trauma and complex when I was a child. So 3 collection. So during 2 years, I focusing on traditional dyeing technique and also how to solve like trauma complex to using fashion design. So 3 collections aims to encourage to other people who has the same experience, like people has a trauma and complex things. And also so fashion designs for me meditation. So 3 collections aims to meditation. So yeah, overcome my trauma or complex too. Yes, that is my work. Yes, my work information.
Okay. Would you mind to talk about the reason why you wanna apply to our program?
Yes, so during 2 years, I really desired to study master's. So I applied, but I didn't accept it because I think my portfolio level is not master level yet. So I needed to develop more and also continue to explore my personal design. And I think like this program, like St. Martin's graduate diploma, is really suit me because I can prepare for study master and also continue to explore my personal design skills. And other reason, so when I see alumni her name is Cecilia Mali. So I really attract to her collections and also her textiles. So she using digital printing. It's really interesting. And so, and also I would like to learn about way of Central Saint Martin styles. So that's why I really want to explore my design skills in this program.
Okay. How about Sarah?
What can you as an individual bring to our program or our cohort?
So, as I said, so I did traditional dyeing techniques, so I can share this technique other people's and combine other people's like knowledge and my knowledge, and I think it easily to make like new styles, kind of new styles, and also so I have been New York and Spain. So also I can share like these cultures things to other people, like to future classmates. So that is maybe I can bring, yes, I can bring it.
Cool, thank you. And what do you like to do outside of fashion in your own spare time?